Hello, everyone. Um, I wanted to look into some different literary programs for children and different literary ideas. So I thought that I would spend the time talking to some different people who have different ideas about how to influence children's reading and how to get them trying some things maybe they've never tried before. So I'm sitting here with George Berger, right? Say hello.
Hi.
Hi. And he has you have two dogs in the program?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Wonderful. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what you do, um, and about the program.
Okay. So the program I'm going to describe falls under the umbrella of therapy dog. And therapy dogs are those dogs and human handler owners who provide comfort, support, and in some cases, actual therapy to patients, students, people in various care facilities, people in need. The specific program I'd like to talk about is called Reading Education Assistance Dogs, READ. And it is the product of an organization called Intermountain Therapy Animals. The program was established in the early 1990s, I think 94 perhaps. And it basically is bringing dogs and their handlers, usually owners, into a classroom or library situation, and the child reads to the team. So the picture conjured up is are sitting on a sofa, perhaps, and I'm in place. My dog is next to me, and the child is next to the dog. So it's a pretty intimate setting, and it's intended to be that way because the hallmark of this program is that it's non-judgmental, that it's just the dog, person, and the child. And the child typically reads to us for anywhere between 8 and 12 minutes or so. And as you can imagine, if you haven't seen it in practice, it's a kind of cute picture that is a person, the dog, the kid. But much beyond that, there have been extensive tests and measuring of the results of the program. And in every case that I've seen, the child's comprehension and fluency increase significantly. Those people who analyze the results think it's just because of what I've said, that the activity is non-judgmental. We don't tell a child, no, that's not right. We correct the child only if he or she is asking for a correction or an explanation or help with a word that they don't know. But we aren't reading teachers. We're really dog handlers. And the child, through this activity, builds tremendous enthusiasm for reading. So once we've visited with a particular child, most times they can't wait to come back and read again.
That's wonderful. You know, one of the things that we always talk about is finding ways to engage children in reading, to
Yeah.
look at what they're interested in, and then build resources to really get the child involved, to build fluency and build comprehension, just like you're saying. And it sounds like the dogs play a really big part in that.
Yes, yes, yes. Very, very often, as the child is reading his book, he is simultaneously stroking the dog. So there's a comfort element and a support element that the dog provides.
What ages does this program work with?
It's all ages, really. We have even non-readers, age 2, 3, 4, up to and through adults. And it doesn't, it's not about addressing poor readers. It's anybody. Everybody's reading can be improved upon. So the little babies who don't read, we simply say, let's turn the pages and tell the story. What's happening in this picture? And that too gives them an appreciation for the book, which as they develop reading, creates an appreciation for reading.
Is there any special books that you bring along? Are these dog-centered books, or are these children's choice?
Well, not necessarily dog-centered books, but we, I guess, emphasize dogs and animals, but it's anything. For kids that I work with regularly, I like to engage them in conversation and find out what they're really interested in. So I have one kid I think of immediately who has a passion for trains. This kid also happens to be on the spectrum. And he's passionate about trains and extremely knowledgeable. So we focus on train material. And we not just read about trains, but we talk about trains. So I tried to tap into their interests. It could be sports or trains or space exploration, or lots of kids, thankfully, are interested in science. So it can be anything. But I think your question was, do we bring books? Sometimes we do. I have about 12 or 15 books that I bring with me. If the child has not chosen a book from his school or library for that reading session, I say, well, how about this one? Let's try this. And if I know the kid and know his reading level, I probably have a book to accommodate that.
You mentioned a child who's on the spectrum. So yeah. Do you work with special needs children as well with general education children in this program?
Yes, we do. You know, they're kids. They're all beautiful. They're all enchanting. That said, I have a special place in my heart for kids who are special needs, and that ranges from certain kinds of disabilities to spectrum to autism to physical impairments. And I think I love it so much because they're getting a fair shake on this program. You know, they're not being isolated and pointed to as that kid with that need. It's just a kid, it's just a dog, and it's just a book. And we work with all kinds of conditions, including quote unquote normal, really, really good readers. But as I said before, everybody can read more. And more importantly, everybody can appreciate. And the kids who love to read, we help them love it more.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. You don't happen to have your dogs there right now, do you? That we could take a look at?
I have my dogs here. Can we, Paco's sitting on his friend's lap.
Okay.
Get him over here. Paco is a Chihuahua mix, and he is 10 years old. Here, bud. Here. This is Paco.
Hi, Paco.
And
So,
Paco has made over 1,600 therapy visits, most of them read visits in his lifetime. And now he wants to go back to his friend's lap.
are they all small dogs in this program?
Oh, I'll show you one that is. Seamus, come here. Come here. Here. Let's see if we can get him. Let's see here. Seamus.
Hi, Seamus.
Standard poodle. Well,
So we've got all types of sizes of dogs. That's wonderful.
All sizes, all breeds.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. I will be posting this as well as some resources for Read so that you can see this program for yourselves.
Perfect.
And George, thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Great pleasure. Great pleasure. I'm very proud of our program, and I encourage people to consider using it.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.